All right, welcome back everybody. We are in the gym for some squats and I'm about to make love to this kettlebell. And this is something that I picked up from Kelly Starrett's channel on Mobility WOD. And I really like this. If you have tight hips like myself, a lot of us will do some band work, which is great. Some people foam roll, but if you notice, a foam roller can't really get into those really tight areas. So you can use a lacrosse ball and lay on top of that. But if you take a kettlebell and turn it upside down, that handle can get into some really tight areas and you can straighten your leg, you can bend your leg, and you can mess around with different positions to really loosen up those hips and dig in deep. So the benefit of that is if your gym has kettlebells of different weight, you can control the amount of pressure. So if you don't need too much pressure, you can grab a light kettlebell. If you really want to dig into that hip hard, you can use a very heavy kettlebell. So something to mess around with. I highly suggest trying it out if you have tight hips and if your gym has kettlebells. All right, so enough of that. Let's talk about some squats. So here's my first working warm-up set. Before I throw any weight on the bar, I always do body weight and then the bar. And now we have 135, and I was really pleased with how these looked. The bar path was perfectly straight up and down. I was hitting depth while avoiding excessive lumbar flexion. I was staying tight throughout the movement. So overall, very happy even during the warm-up sets, which is good for me. If I have good warm-ups, I know that the workout's going to be pretty good as well. So this was 185 on the bar. It was moving quick for me. I was happy with that. So we jumped it up to 225, and you can see the bar path is still pretty good. I'm still hitting depth, and one thing that I've been putting a lot of focus on is my breathing and making sure I get that tight core and the intra-abdominal pressure. So after this 225, we go for the kill. All right, so I'm really happy with how fast that 225 went up. I know it's not a lot of weight, but since the injury, it's the most I've put on the bar for a triple. But today, I'm just feeling good, so we have 250 on the bar right now. Mentally, it's been hard to get to this point. I've been injured before. I don't want to do it again, but I feel strong. I feel strong mentally. I feel strong physically. We got 250 on the bar, and it's got no choice but to go up. So let's get it. So I know a 250-pound squat is nothing to really write home about, but for me it was a big stepping stone. It was a barrier that I really had to get through. As I mentioned earlier, since the injury, 225 was the most that I've put on my back. So a 25-pound jump is actually a pretty big jump, but I just felt good and I really wanted to go for it. So I tried it for another rep to make sure it wasn't a fluke, and you could see I had that one little sticking point. So in my head, I was like, that weight felt pretty good. Let's go up again. But I have to know my boundaries because I probably could have squat a little bit more than that. But at the same time, it's like after doing 2 reps as a PR for a max, why would you try and push it even further? So now I dropped the weight to 225. I went for some reps, and I'm just going to continue to make this incremental progress instead of just using my ego and trying to see how much I can lift. So since the injury, I have been feeling damn good. I'm happy with the progress. I'm just taking it one day at a time, and I threw this clip in just to show you that I do indeed train calves. Whether I have them or not, I do train them. But it's time to move on to an epic pre-workout meal. And that's the pre-workout meal. I like to keep things simple before the gym. Moderate carbs, moderate protein, lower in fat and fiber. So we had a cup of that white rice. We had some leftover chicken breast, dice it up, toss it in a pan, mix it together, and cracked an egg in there just for a little bit more flavor and some fat. So we got this. We got to catch up on some YouTube videos. I'm a bit behind, been very busy with work, but loving it. I'm actually creating some awesome programs here and doing some different colors depending on what the people like. So I really enjoy customizing the plans for my clients. A lot of fun, but I can't eat and work at the same time. So I eat, watch some YouTube videos, catch up on that. Brittany should be here soon, and then gym time part 2 for some high volume legs. Alright, so back to the gym for high volume leg, session 2 of the day. And some people ask, why do you go to the gym twice a day? It's not something that I always do, but I took this picture this morning to show you what the gym actually looked like. And you could tell that it was quite packed. And that picture was actually taken, believe it or not, on Snapchat. Yes, that was added to my Snap story. A lot of people have been requesting and telling me, make a Snapchat, get it on Snapchat, it's a lot of fun. And I've always had one, but I really never used it because I didn't understand what the hell a Snap story was or how to create one. But you guys convinced me into doing it, and I made a Snapchat, and I'll throw the username on the screen. It's just at Matty Fusaro. And I've been having some fun with it, to be honest. It's actually pretty cool. And yeah, so go ahead and add me on there. You'll see some funny stuff from time to time. But realistically, the reason I go to the gym twice, sometimes, I probably do that maybe 2 times per week, and normally when I have squats or deadlifts, and sometimes when I have bench press. And I've mentioned this in a previous video, but Brittany works from 9 to 6, so by the time she gets out of work, we just want to hit the gym, get in and out, and she doesn't want to have to hang around and wait for me to do my warm-ups and mobility and everything. And I like to take my time with that. You know, I really like to make sure that I'm getting an effective warm-up in before those compound movements. And you could see how dead the gym was when I went this morning, so I take advantage of that. Being that I only live about 3 minutes up the road from the gym, it's a way for me to get out of the house and take a little break from work and get my heavier lift out of the way and then come back later at night. So am I recommending you guys do this? Not really, as it's not realistic for most people's schedule, but if you do have that free time in the day and you feel like you could benefit from it, or maybe you have the same situation as me where your gym gets really crowded at night and you have some extra time in the morning, then there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't want to give off the wrong impression and make people believe that in order to get effective workouts or good squats or good deadlifts that you have to go twice a day. I just do so out of personal preference and the fact that I do have a little bit of extra time on some days, and I take advantage of that so I can get my mobility work in and then come back later and do the higher volume stuff with Brittany. So you do not have to go twice a day, but if you have that free time and you want to try it out, there's nothing wrong with it. So that was the majority of the workout, which is what you saw. Our leg extension machine is broken, which sucks because I do really like going high volume on leg extensions. But we did squats and calves earlier, we hit some hamstring curls, we did some lunges, and finished off with some back extensions. And I really like this piece of equipment because you can emphasize different areas of your posterior chain depending on how you set up. So my target was my glutes. You could see me really driving my hips into that pad and squeezing my glutes hard at the lockout. If you want to hit your hamstrings or your lower back, you can just change how you position yourself. But that's going to conclude this workout and this commentary. Thanks as always for watching, and enjoy the rest of the video. What do you guys think about the hair? So we're home from the gym, we showered, we made some food. We got a nice little feast going on right here. So I have myself, it's no surprise, I make this big taco salad, mushed it all together with avocado and fat-free Greek yogurt and lettuce and chicken and onion and salsa. And then I have these crispy pita pizzas, so I pretty much, it's like a tostada, I guess you could say, and I throw that on there. Got a couple fat-free Pringles, got some protein chips, got some green beans in here. So that's me. And Britt actually made this amazing looking flatbread pizza. So this is 100-calorie flatbread. I think Flat Out actually makes it. With a really low-fat basil pesto sauce, some sauteed mushroom, pepper, onion. 1 slice of fat-free provolone, and I think some 93.7 ground turkey. Yeah, and then a couple of fat-free Pringles. And that's dinner. We typically, I eat the same thing all the time. She's more creative. She has more patience in the kitchen. I just, it's my go-to. You know, I look forward to it all day. Look like a loser. All right, but we're actually gonna wrap up this video here. So I'm gonna finish eating this feast. She's gonna eat that. We're gonna do some work after we eat. Can't do work while eating all this stuff here. And then we'll see you guys tomorrow for I don't know what tomorrow is. Push or pull. Push pull. One of the two. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Thanks as always for the support. Good night. Good night. And just a quick thank you to the sponsor of this video, the NASM, or the National Academy of Sports Medicine. They're always looking for great personal trainers who are willing to help out others, but also have a passion for what they do. So this is a certification that I highly recommend, and you can actually check it out for free right now for a 14-day trial using the first link in the description box below, myusatrainer.com/Matty, and it will take you right to their online program so you can give it a run for 14 days and see what you think about it. But that's going to conclude this video. Thanks as always for your constant support. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and we'll talk to you all in the next video.